and welcome back to my channel. So it feels like we just did a Q3 plan with me and already it's time for Q4. Honestly, if last year was the lost year, this year has just flown by. Like, it has just been like, I don't know where this year has gone, to be perfectly honest. So I will be setting up Q4 with you, and as you know, last quarter of the year. So we're going to take a look at whatever I had set up in Q3, as well as my general 2021 goals, to kind of see what we can hope to accomplish between now and the end of the year, which, as with basically every year ever, I'm going to have some goals that I, kind of shot out of the park, and others that I 100% am just not going to actually finish. Some of them are a little bit without my control. So in terms of some of my travel goals, I honestly am not sure that I'm going to be able to go to Italy this year. Yeah, just with the way that things are, and last fall things kind of spiked, we went back on lockdown. I'm just not convinced that I'm going to be able to travel outside of the country. So we're going to kind of go through and talk about that, but there are definitely going to be a couple of goals that I most likely am going to have to push off for another year, which is a bummer, but it is what it is. So let's head on over to the table. We'll take a look at Q3, see what we got done, take a look at what we want to set up for Q4, and let's get planning. So let's take a peek at Q3 first, and then we'll take a look at 2021 and figure out what we want to actually do for Q4. So Q3 was July through September, and I did eventually pick some top 3 goals to do for the month, or top 3 sort of focus areas for the month. And as you can see, I have not fully completed them. To be perfectly honest, I am filming this a little bit ahead of time just because I will be going back to work, and so I still have September to get these things done, but I just kind of need to get on top of the filming stuff. So I have launch first font, do my FBI background check for nationality, and set up a PEA, which is a type of thing, it's a bank thing for France. So I'm actually pretty good on, actually I've sent this off. I'm counting that this is, no, it's not done. I haven't gotten it back yet. So I've actually sent off the stuff, which is, honestly, it was kind of holding me back on getting my application sort of in progress. So that is good. Again, we'll see about the font. I still have September. We'll see how that goes. I will also point out that I have not yet filled in this page. I just haven't yet. I think it's going to end up being a quote page eventually, but I just haven't done it yet. So I have the flag on here just so I don't forget about it, but it's not a big deal. Then for Q3 goals. All right. Honestly, don't have that much going on for the running list. I'm kind of thinking if maybe I should not have the running list. I don't know. Ooh, actually I did this. Actually, I don't know, because I feel like each quarter I've been using it sort of less and less, and maybe I want to switch up things a little bit. I don't know, because that would really throw things off. Anyway, we'll see. So I have my list over here, and I think that the sort of key thing last quarter was I really wanted to not go overboard on the stuff that I had on here, just because I never get done quite that much stuff. So let's see if I have anything else that I have been working on. So I've actually been working on my Korean studies. It's been slow going, but I honestly have been working on them. So top 5 were in progress. French. So actually, I have done most of the FBI check. I haven't actually received it back, so I'm not doing that. I am working on collecting documents, and I'm honestly not going to study for the interview yet. Like, that's just not happening. Reading. So we're still working on the Spanish. I don't know that I'm actually going to get to a book in French, just because both of the books in Spanish that I've been reading are longer than what I usually read in Spanish, so they're just taking more time. Haven't done anything on apartment. I've officially kind of called the 100 Days of Ballet. I didn't get to it this summer. It just, I don't know, it wasn't a thing. I have been doing some long watts. I did a Tiny Habits brainstorm, which I think I should probably do a video on that. I made my bullet journal. It's actually fully bound, and I need to work on prep, so that's actually going pretty well. And of course, September, I'll get a lot of this stuff done. I actually went through all my clothes. I've been looking through stuff that I either want to, I have a friend who's a similar size to me, so anything that she wanted, I gave to her. Anything that she didn't want, I have saved. Either if it's in good condition, I'm donating it, or if it's something that I want to keep the fabric for to upcycle, then I've been keeping those to work on upcycling stuff. So that's good. I actually finished embroidering my beret, and I actually hand sewed a garment. I hand sewed my beret. So let's do, that's a really awkward angle for me to write, but oh well. Yeah, other than that, I have not actually done. So finish All Well Patchwork, haven't actually done anything on that. And Make 9, haven't done anything on that. Maybe I want to do some audiobook and patchwork soon. I don't know. Anyway, I need to do work stuff. That's honestly kind of more important. So I have not updated my website. It's always the thing that I put off because I just don't like doing it that much. And I think we're not necessarily going to do that. Okay, so it's going pretty well. Like, for the summer, it's going pretty well because I always end up taking more time to recharge than I kind of think. And things on here, I don't necessarily break them down a lot of times into like their smallest parts. So it takes a lot to finish some of them. So it's actually, I've been making pretty good progress, and the paper that I had hung up on my wall, I've actually done, I would say, over half of the stuff that I had on there, which I had a lot on there. So I'm pretty pleased with my progress in quarter 3. I never finish everything. So going back to, no, not quarter 1, we need 2021, not 2020 anymore, 2021. Okay, so we have, okay, we need to check out all of this stuff. So in terms of 2021 goals, I am not actually gonna do a Korean class online. It's the Talk to Me in Korean, which I need to do more, but I have been working on that. So that's that. Let's see, so those top 5s I kind of have to leave for now. I still have to work on this stuff. Yeah. I am saving for trips and all of that. This is one of those that I work on saving money constantly, so it's not really a big thing. I honestly don't think I'm gonna get to Talk to Me in Korean level 6 this year. I've got other stuff that I'm focusing on in Korean, which I think is more useful right now. So I think I'm actually going to cross that off. So I need to work on Talk to Me in Korean. I actually did a bit. I'm calling that like half done because we've made some progress there. Haven't read a book, haven't done a TV show. I've read 5 in French, but not 3 in Spanish yet. Okay. Embroidery. So I did one, I wanted to do 3 big embroidery projects this year. I don't think that's actually, like, I did one big embroidery project and I think it came out really, really well. I don't really have any ideas for any others right yet, and I really only embroider when I need to. You know what I mean? Like, I don't necessarily have an embroidery project just kind of hanging around. Like, it needs to have a specific purpose. Like, I typically embroider on something I'm then going to sew, and I just don't have anything right yet. I did hand sew a garment, which that one is great. So add, so I know. Haven't finished those, haven't done those. Actually have been planning, and I have actually got fabric for some stuff. So we're calling it like half done. I never finish all of my Make 9, but we'll see. I'll have to do my taxes in September. So, okay, we're chugging along. So since this is quarter 4, let's also take a look at the quarterly goals, which, oh man, yeah, so focus on Korean studies. Have been doing that because I've been doing REFOLD. Okay, so this stuff I'm gonna have to actually do. We are not doing, I'm just leaving those. Okay, so top 5 goals. Is there anything that I can do? So truly, I don't think that I'm going to go to Italy this year. I literally already have planned for 2022. Like, I think it's not gonna happen. I think that Korean is more or less done for this year. Yeah, we'll see how that goes. Oh, actually, I did finish, I'll fill it in later. So the no work weekends, I have been, like, I still fill it in, but because it's the summer, I kind of fill in a couple weeks at a time. So I so far only have 4 weekends out of the year that I did work, and I actually have written over here how many hours. So one was 6 hours, 2 hours, 5 hours, and 7 hours. So I am keeping that up, and now that I'm going back to school, I'll have, well, hopefully I won't work on the weekends, but it will be more sort of necessary to track once I go back to school in September. So font, this is the one that I've honestly done the least out of, and we might need to rethink about this. Anyway, so collecting documents. I've actually started collecting documents, and part of it is like actually ordering them because I need originals for stuff. So I've actually got some of these, which we're in the process of doing this one. And I actually filled out most of the draft, so that's good. I don't actually have to make an appointment. It's a mail-in application. It's not an appointment. Let's update that. Okay. So I've been working, this one is just, it's a lot to sort of collect, and there's like multiple steps for certain things, but I have been working on that. So In terms of quarter 4, I think, you know what, I should have gotten some scratch paper. We're gonna use this. I'm gonna use my notes book and make a couple of notes for what I actually am gonna fill in on my, yeah, okay. So for what I'm gonna actually fill in on my quarter 4 tracker. So let's go ahead and get a new page. Okay, so, and actually we're gonna use the teal color just because I know my black ink is probably gonna run out at some point. So for quarter four planning, I think that my goal is gonna be, so in terms of top 5, Korean is gonna be Bongsoon. So this is based on the REFOLD system, which I'll link that down below in case you're curious. I'm actually watching a K-drama that I know really well in Korean with Korean subtitles and trying to make progress that way. So I think I want to do like 4 episodes, or no, you know what? I want to finish because I think I'm on episode 7 out of 16. So I want to finish doing that. For Italian, I want to read a book. I think that's going to be my goal. For naturalization, I need to do, whoops, that's IT. That's very messy. For naturalization, I need to do get docs translated. I think that's going to be apostilled. Need to work on that. What else do I have? So Korean, Italian nationality, no work weekends is keep it up. And then because it's the last quarter, I do want to have all of my top 5 listed. So font, I literally don't know about the font. I need to finish the first one and yeah, anyway. This is clearly one of those things that I want to do, but I don't really want to do because it's taken me so long to do it. And I'm just like not ready to give it up with, which, you know, I think we all have those goals. At some point I will own up to it or actually do it, but we shall see. You know what? I think the goal is gonna be first font. I think honestly it was too much of a reach to actually finish the second font, given that it's taken me so long to do the parts I don't wanna do for the first font is what it is. Okay, so home. I wanna do, all right, so we need, hold on. We're gonna just bookmark. Apologize for this being out of frame for you all, but I think this is gonna be the easiest way for me to like kind of walk through planning. So in terms of my quarter 3 goals, we've got home stuff. Okay, so home, I've done my French goal. I need to do, so read, I wonder if I could finish the book I'm currently reading by the end of September. So read 1 Spanish and read 1 Italian. That's gonna be those. Because my reading goals otherwise are totally good. I need to do, no, I need to email him. Actually, that needs to be on my list for this week. Hold on a sec. Let's add that before I forget. Here, where's that pen? So, email bank guy. Okay, so that is on my list for this week. What else do I have under here? That's, okay, you know what? This is read 1 Italian, that's already up there, so we're gonna take it off of the home. This one I'm actually gonna work on. This one I think is kind of a TBD at this point. Language stuff. Actually, language stuff is, what do I have for Korean? I wanna do, so this is language. So 1 Spanish, I wanna do, so KR is 3 reading comp. So I want to do 3, oopsies, I've got my talk to me in Korean thing. I want to do 3 of these reading comprehension ones, and I'd like to finish half. So common mistakes and how to fix them. Common mistakes through number 25. Okay, so that's going to be language for Korean. Italian, I want to read a book. I really need to start working on a show. So let's say Italian is going to be 3 episodes, kind of 1 per month of a show using learning language with Netflix. Okay, this is gonna be very messy, but that's what we use this for. Okay, so that's my top 5. That's home stuff over here. Don't really have a home one actually, because I've kind of done that. Oh, no. So it's language. So home is gonna be email radiators. No, I need to do that now. That's not even gonna wait. We're gonna do that now. All right, hold on a sec. Don't need you open, I need you open. Okay. So that'd be good to get that done sooner rather than later. Oops, where's quarter 3? Come back. There we go. So in terms of what we've got out here, that's fine, that's fine. Okay, so I'm gonna do, okay, so we're gonna do Sunshine and Stationery is actually gonna be a big one because we have Mega Goal Week. And I think that's actually gonna be my main goal. As much as I should probably update my website and all of that, honestly not gonna work on that. Oh, I need to do quarter 3 taxes. Okay, and then so create. I think my goal for this year is finishing my all wool patchwork. And I want to do a walking skirt, TV walking, because I've actually got the fabric and stuff. I think that's, and it's one of my Make 9, so I want to do that. What else do I have? Even if I don't finish the rest of my Make 9, like it is what it is. Actually, I have some other stuff in here. So yeah, oh, actually I started doing my layering tops. I made 2 more Axis tanks, but I need to do some long sleeve ones. I think actually, maybe I want to work on undergarments. If I can get 1 bralette and 1 pair of underwear done, that would complete that Make 9, which would be great. So I've done this, I've done this. Okay. I'm actually not going to put work on there, because work is one of those things, it's honestly just kind of never ending, and I would rather just not have it on there. Honestly, it's kind of depressing. I know I have to do it, and I've got my teacher bullet journal, so it's fine. So I think we're gonna call it good on this. I have my queen size quilt that I'd like to work on. I've got everything for it. I just have to finish making the quilt top, but now that work is starting up again, like I don't know how likely that is. So I want to try and be like semi-realistic about what I can actually get done. So I need to do Mega Goal Week 2021 prep. Okay, quarter 3 taxes, that's already on there. So we need to do doc appointment day. That's my big one. And I've got to do that. So that's the goal, is going to be to do that in October. Okay, I think we're going to call it on this, because I have a lot of big things that I need to do, and I think if I like really try and focus on those, that's going to take me a lot of time. And so like, yeah. Okay, so this is what we've got sort of laid out, and again, I'm going kind of really low key because I just have some big things that are going to take a lot of time to finish that I would rather kind of focus on more. So I think the way we're going to do this is, so I've been doing, oopsie daisy, I've been doing where I have my quarterly intro page and then goals and a running list. But if we take a look, because this is actually getting kind of ridiculous. Where's my first quarter? So first quarter, obviously I had a bunch of stuff on my running list. Second quarter, which would have been in April, so after March, this is April. So second quarter, I had less. And then third quarter, I have literally 3 things. So I'm kind of like, do I even need this? Like, is this a thing that I need to like have on my quarterly goals running list or not? And I think it's more of a not, because I do have lists. Oh, I have lists elsewhere. It's a problem, I know. This is why we work on things. This is why I still film myself learning and trying to get better at this stuff, because I definitely am, I have things I can improve on. So I think, we're gonna leave off the running list. And I think what I'm gonna do is actually, so all right, we're back here. So we've got September. So September is still in quarter 3. And then I've got 5 weeks in September. So we're gonna just like triple check. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks in September, and then this is going to be quarterly. Now, normally what I would do is have my quarterly intro page here and leave this blank, but I think what I'm actually going to do is do my quarterly info page and then have my quarterly goals on one spread. It's the last quarter, we're trying it, we'll see if I like it. All right, these These little page flags are cute and all, but they leave so much like residue on the page. Anyway, so we are gonna start right over here. The other thing that I've done, because I don't know if y'all remember, this pen, so this is my Tombow Fudenosuke, was like starting to bleed through the page, so I'm actually just not gonna use that pen this month because, no. All right, so we are gonna go ahead and do, I think what I'll do is actually, I'm gonna go ahead and time lapse this because we walked through everything, so there's kind of no point in me walking through everything again. So I will see you at the end of the time lapse. So here is my setup. The actual setting up portion of this didn't take that long because we did do the pre-planning, kind of going through everything. And as you probably noticed, between what ended up on this list and what was actually still on my 2021 goals, top 5 goals, quarterly goals, and quarter 3 goals, like kind of all of those, there are definitely some things that I probably won't get done, but knowing sort of how the other 3 quarters went, I decided to try and prioritize the things that I thought were either more likely that I could get done, I had sort of a specific deadline that I wanted to get them done by, or were things that I feel like I've been putting off and I really do want to try and work on. So we'll see. I don't think I've ever had a quarterly spread or any goal spread ever that I've 100% completed everything, because sometimes by the time I get to the end of it, I no longer want to do those things, or just other things came up that I didn't realize I was going to have to do, or I didn't realize I was going to want to do. So we will see how that goes. So that is the spread kind of in my bullet journal. Let's pop back over for a quick wrap up. So there you have my quarter 4 setup. I think I'm gonna really appreciate by the end of the year that I narrowed down, and that, for example, I actually put mega goal planning. I think I might have done it last year actually. I put my mega goal week as one of my quarter 4 goals, because it is honestly a lot of content to come up with. And I don't want to ignore that when I then go back and look and say, oh, why didn't I get all of this stuff done? It's like, well, I had this like really big sort of chunk of time that I needed to spend on YouTube stuff. So I think that I'm going to be happy with having kind of narrowed down some things a little bit more than maybe I would have liked. I know that there are going to be things that I get to the end of 2021 that I absolutely have not finished. One of them, I can tell you pretty much right off the bat, is going to be my second font. I think that that's just like not even gonna happen. If I can get my first font done and launched by the end of the year, like I'm gonna count that a massive win, because that's been something that's been hanging around for honestly like 2 or 3 years at this point. And as I mentioned, I think it might be time for 2022 to really think about, as much as I like the idea of making fonts, I think that it's a really cool creative outlet. I think it has the potential to be a cool little like side income. I honestly think I just have too many things going on, and it might be something to put on the back burner for a little while. So there's that. My sewing goals, I know that I'm not going to finish all of those, just because even when I do the Make 9, I know they're kind of like bigger projects, and I always have 10,000 other projects that I end up wanting to work on like during the course of the year, that the Make 9 a lot of times will kind of fall by the wayside. I think I actually will do better this year than I did last year, because I really sort of grouped it based on things I've been wanting to make, and grouped it sort of by, I don't know how to say, like I did sort of type of clothing rather than a specific outfit. However, if I had done all 50s stuff, I would have already finished everything. You know what I mean? Like that was kind of my focus this year, and I didn't know that going into 2021 that that was actually going to be the year of making 50s garments. Like I didn't realize that. If I had done that, however, I would have already finished my Make 9, but at this point I do really want to do some Edwardian Victorian stuff, so I'm going to leave it on there. So we'll see how it goes. I'm going into quarter 4 knowing that I'm not going to finish everything for the year, and that's okay. You know, there's no point in making goals if they don't stretch you a little bit. You know, there's things that I would like to do that sometimes it takes me a year to realize, like, actually I don't really want to do that, or I do, but I want to do it this way. And the reflection part of it is actually just as important to me as actually completing my goals. You know, obviously we want to complete goals, we want to complete the things that we start, but there are times when just because it's a good idea doesn't mean it's a good idea for you to do it. And that's something that I really struggle with, where if I write it down on paper, I feel like in some way I'm like married to this idea of doing it, and that's not actually true. Like things change. And that's actually one of the reasons why I think I mentioned earlier that I have a bunch of other like different lists, and that is because I need to have that flexibility of like writing down my ideas, and then I go through every couple of months and I sort of like winnow out the things that I'm like, oh, I wrote that down, but I actually do not want to do that, and don't always put them on my quarterly goals, because some of them are either too small or too far in the future for me to put on there. But if I put it on my quarterly goals, then I feel like I have to do it, and I feel this like stress of like, oh, I need to get this done. And that's actually not very helpful, because if I get too overwhelmed with the ideas of the things I want to do, even if they're things that I want to do, I get to a point where I'm not functional at all. So it's, you know, as I mentioned, it is a work in progress. I think that I probably get more done than the average bear, if you will, because I have spent several years working on this, but I definitely am not the most productive person ever, and I don't necessarily want to be. I do like that I will carve out time to recharge, and I do like that I have boundaries with work, and I do like that there are certain things that I'm like, you know, yeah, this is really cool, but I'm not going to do that because I have other things that I want to work on. So, you know, it's a learning process. That's really what it comes down to. So that is all I have for you. This is the final quarterly goals planning for this year. Before we start up for next year, which, if you heard, I am still planning on doing my mega goal week. Even though I'm kind of keeping up with this every other week posting schedule for the time being, I do really like that mega goal planning week. I think it really does help me a lot, and I hope that it's useful for you all. So I am planning on doing it still. So keep your eyes out. That will be coming at the end of November. And yeah, I will see you in my next video. Bye. Hey guys, so if you've made it all the way to the end of this video and are actually watching my end screen and you're not subscribed to my channel, I would really appreciate it if you would. There's a little button right there for you to do it. And if you're interested in watching some more of my videos, I have links to 2 of my older videos off to the left there, so you can check those out if you would like to, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.